Winter didn't just arrive, it conquered. The coldest winter in a century gripped the forest. Rivers froze mid-roar and turned to stone. Branches snapped like bones under ice. One by one, the animals vanished, frozen mid-step, hollow-eyed in snowdrifts. Trees turned to glass. And in the silence between snowflakes, a question. Who survives when the world turns to ice? Many animals were dying because of the cold. Of the porcupines, 3 remained. Thorn, a grizzled, scarred elder who had outlived his ghosts, but not his guilt, knew death was coming. He'd seen it before. Loneliness is the first frostbite, he rasped. Quilly, a mother whose kits were buried under last year's frost, and who hid her grief behind silent work. And Prickett, all youth and sharp edges, a brash adolescent, scoffed. We're survivors. Our quills are all we need. Their struggle was real, and their survival was at stake. Realizing the situation, they decided to group together to stay warm. Thorn's order cut through the cold. Huddle, or become ghosts. Reluctantly, they pressed together, spines trembling, breath mingling in the dark. At first, warmth bloomed. Steam rose like hope. This was a great way to protect themselves from the cold and keep each of them warm until snap! Quilly gasped as Prickett's barbs sank into her shoulder. Watch your spines! Prickett snapped, though guilt flashed in his eyes. Thorn bore wounds silently while crimson bloomed on the snow. The cold kills faster than quills, he growled. But Prickett pulled away. I'd rather freeze free than bleed trapped. Your fault, he hissed. Quilly stayed silent. Her eyes held graves, but the quills of each one wounded their closest companions. Pride shattered the circle. Prickett fled into the blizzard. Quilly limped toward a hollow log. Thorn stood alone, staring at the blood on the snow, reminding him of his mate, lost years ago when he chose distance over pain. That night, the temperature plunged. The wind screamed like a dying thing. Prickett ranted, "Freedom," as the cold stole his words. Alone, frost coated his legs, crouched under roots, frost crusting his eyelids, hearing hypothermia hallucinations of his mother's voice. Too sharp for your own good. Realization. Freedom felt like a burial, the forest's icy lie. Nursing her wounds in a hollow log, replaying her kit's final whimpers, she discovers her soldier son's letter, hidden in bark. Stay strong, Mom. Words from a war zone. She touched her wound. Strength, she realized, and whispered, strength isn't solitude. It's surrender. Dawn arrived, pale, cruel, and pitiless. Prickett crawled back, half frozen and blue-lipped. Thorn found Quilly fading and barely breathing. No words passed. Just 3 pairs of eyes holding the same truth. Just shattered gazes. This was the edge. They quickly realized they couldn't go it alone, so they had to decide. Either accept the quills of their companions, or choose death. Then, Thorn did the impossible. A lifetime of instinct, overcome. Muscles screaming, he willed his quills, flat, retracting a lifetime of armor, pressing scarred flesh against Quilly's bleeding side. Prickett watched, trembling, then lunged forward into the thorns. Quills punctured, flesh tore, blood flowed. But warmth, real, desperate, life-giving, genuine warmth, surged like a heartbeat between them. They endured the night. Wounds hardened. Trust remained fragile. When dawn finally broke, they stood, wounded, woven, alive. With a faint gold glow on the horizon, they stood together, Steam rose not only from their bodies, but also from the melted snow in a wide circle around them. Thorn thought, "The cold reveals truth. We aren't meant to be unbroken. We're meant to be bound." Quilly, touching Pricket's frozen cheek, thought, "Even thorns can be shelter." Prickett said aloud, "I thought my spines made me strong. They just made me alone." Above, an eagle soared on the wind. Free, magnificent, and utterly alone. Wisely, they chose to return to each other. They learned to live with a few wounds from their close bonds and to embrace the warmth of their togetherness. In this way, they survived. Moral of the story: we shield ourselves from pain. Call it boundaries, self-care, or independence. But the porcupines reveal a harsher truth. Sometimes your best protection is allowing yourself to be wounded. Those quills, they aren't flaws, they're invitations. Each barb whispers, "To love me will cost you." And in paying that price, we earn the only warmth that outlasts winter. Harvard Study Punch: loneliness triggers inflammation akin to physical injury. Isolation doesn't protect you, it suffocates you gradually. This scientific discovery underscores the porcupine's lesson about the value of connection in overcoming challenges. This week, let someone close enough to see your thorns. Tag them in the comments below. Survival isn't solitary. It's scarred, shared, and sacred.